desert was endless. Orion Callen squinted through the swirling red dust, one hand shielding his eyes, the other gripping his hydration pack. The twin suns baked the cracked surface of what used to be the Tharsis Barrens, before terraforming had failed and abandoned it to sandstorms and decay. Now it was just another forgotten corner of Mars. Orion wasn't supposed to be here. He was a freelance salvage pilot, scraping through ruins for leftover tech. But his scanner had picked up something massive. Not a mineral vein, not a pod, something buried, something alive. He crested a dune, and then he saw it. An enormous structure stretched before him, half sunken into the rust-colored sand. Metallic plating shimmered beneath a layer of dust and time. It looked like a fallen beast, something that had crash-landed and never woke up. A ship. No, a warship. Orion's breath caught. He scrambled down the dune, boots skidding. As he got closer, the scale overwhelmed him. The vessel was nearly a kilometer long, built with angular Terran Empire-era design. Ancient, yes, but not dead. There were faint lights glowing deep within the engine thrusters, like embers waiting to reignite. He stood before a massive circular hatch. Faint inscriptions lined its frame, barely legible. TSV Valiant, flagship class. He traced the edge with a gloved hand. Then happened. A burst of static, followed by a soft mechanical chime. Biosignature confirmed. Admiral Orion Talric. Orion froze. What did you just say? The hatch hissed. Dust scattered. And then a voice, calm and ancient, echoed from a long-dead speaker. Welcome aboard, Admiral. It's good to serve you again. 500 years later. Orion stepped back. Orion Talric. The name of a man from history. Legend, really. One of the final commanders during the Collapse War. Orion had studied his campaigns as a kid, dreaming of ships and stars before Earth silence and Mars abandonment. But he wasn't Talric. Not by a long shot. I'm not him, he said aloud. You've got the wrong guy. The voice responded with eerie composure. Your genetic pattern matches 98.7%. Chain of command protocol remains intact. Do you wish to initiate command functions, Admiral? His heart pounded. Somewhere deep within, the ship stirred. A faint hum rose, like the slow exhale of something waking from slumber. Orion swallowed. Yeah, I guess I do. The hatch opened. Inside, the Valiant was dim, coated in dust, and eerily intact. Lights flickered along the corridor walls. Screens powered up as he passed, recognizing his presence. The ship felt aware. Not just automated, intelligent. He made his way to the bridge. It was colossal. Tiered control panels, panoramic view screens, and a captain's throne in the center. Everything bore the scarring of war. Blast marks, shattered displays. But the bones of the beast held strong. A hologram flared to life. A woman. Or rather, an AI avatar. She was dressed in the uniform of a high-ranking officer, her posture regal, eyes glowing soft blue. Admiral Talric. I am Command AI Nara. Systems are at 43% operational capacity. Hull integrity compromised. Weapons inactive. Cryopods offline. Wait, Orion interrupted. You really think I'm Talric? You are his descendant. Your DNA, vocal pattern, and epigenetic markers confirm command authority. Orion rubbed the back of his neck. He died during the collapse. That's what the records say. The AI tilted her head. Incorrect. Admiral Talric initiated emergency protocol prime. The Valiant was to enter low-power stasis mode beneath the Martian surface. He was lost during atmospheric insertion. Your presence suggests the protocol succeeded. Orion's mind reeled. He'd found a ghost. Not just of a ship, but of a war, a leader, and maybe a second chance. He spent days exploring. The Valiant wasn't a ship. It was a floating city. crew quarters, med bays, mech hangars. Every hallway whispered stories. He found the Admiral's quarters. Sparse, disciplined. A sealed case on the wall held a tattered red banner. Unity above all. The motto of the old Terran Alliance. Nara filled in the rest. The Valiant carried 9,000 souls. They were placed in cryostasis. Power failures over the centuries led to full system failure. None survived. Orion sat in silence. So, I'm standing on a tomb. Yes, but also on a legacy. He fixed what he could. The ship's solar collectors still worked. With effort, he rerouted power. Some systems blinked back to life. Nara helped. Her voice became a constant presence, guiding him, teaching him the ship's mind. She was more than software. She remembered faces, joked, hesitated. "Do you remember Talric?" he asked one night. "I remember his voice, his fury, his hope. He believed the Empire could rise again. Did he die trying?" A pause. "He died believing someone would come. Someone like you." A storm rolled across the Martian desert one morning. Red dust clouds howled, rattling the hull. Orion watched from the bridge as the world outside turned violent. "Nara," he said quietly, "why did the ship wake now? After 500 years." You approached. Your blood sang to it. The Valiant was never waiting for Talric. It was waiting for the echo of him. He exhaled, and then he made a decision. He sent a signal. Mars hadn't heard a beacon in over a century. Colonies had collapsed. The orbital rings were empty. But Earth, if it still listened, might hear. To any surviving branches of humanity, this is Orion Callen, speaking from the TSV Valiant, Admiral-class warship. I have found it intact. I am activating its systems. If you hear this, you are not alone. We are not finished. He stared at the blinking transmission light. A whisper into the dark. And then he got to work. Weeks passed. He cleaned the command center, brought water filtration online, patched the hull. Each task felt sacred, like rebuilding the bones of a god. He spoke to Nara constantly, told her about the state of the colonies, the fall of the moons, the silence of Earth. She listened, absorbing the new age with calm grace. One night, he found a message left by Talric himself, buried in the ship's black box. A shaky video. The Admiral stood on the bridge, face bloodied, uniform torn. "If you're seeing this, I failed. The Unity fleet is gone. Earth is burning. But this ship, it's a seed. Bury it. Let it sleep. One day someone will need it. Someone will remember." He stared into the camera, and for a moment, Orion thought the man looked just like him. "To whoever wakes this beast, light the stars again." And he would. It took months, but Orion learned to fly her. The engines roared after 500 years of sleep, shaking the ground. He brought them up one by one, watching as the systems sang back to life. Nara's voice was warm. "We are ready, Admiral." "Just Orion," he said. "You earned the title." When the Valiant finally rose above the Martian surface, it cast a shadow the size of a city. Dust billowed below, dunes scattered, and in the vast sky above, something responded. A ping, faint but undeniable. A signal, not Martian, not Terran, something else. Orion stared at the screen. Nara's voice turned grave. "Contact, unidentified, bearing 032. Approaching fast." He tightened his grip on the command console. "Show me." The screen flickered, and then a ship appeared. Sleek, organic, alien. It heard our beacon. They hailed him, not in words, but images, thoughts, memories of war, of loss, of ships like the Valiant burning in space.